All right, man. So what originally got you into fighting?
So it started off with my father. He got me and my brothers into fighting since we were young, and it's kind of just something that we've stuck with and we've learned to just like kind of create into a lifestyle. And it's something that I carry with me every day, and something that I don't look back at. And I just keep going forward with it.
Fighters often talk about evolving within each camp. What key area are you focusing on right now?
So right now, throughout my fight camps, it's most important to constantly keep up with strength and conditioning work because that's most important throughout your fight. You don't want to gas out or anything. And in these 3 minute rounds, these rounds go by so quick and they're so I guess like explosive that you kind of have to be able to keep up with the momentum of these fights, and you really have to try your best to stick with it, stay into it, and just keep that cardio up and get through these rounds as quick as possible.
Yeah. And cardio is probably like one of the most important things, like I was saying. So what do you do for your cardio to get that explosiveness and keep going?
So we do a lot of explosive sprints, a lot of heart work, heart monitors to constantly keep the heart rate going up and going down. Because those mimic the kind of mimics like an in-fight scenario where you'd be at like a resting heartbeat, and then out of nowhere you have to explode in these either wrestling exchanges or these striking exchanges. They happen so fast and so explosive that you have to be able to keep up and maintain them.
Yeah. Every fighter has that one mentor or coach that really pushes them. Who would you say that is to you?
So right now it's kind of uh, like it's really hard to just pick one. All my coaches are very inspirational. They all kind of give me like their what they went through, and the best thing to like do for me is like to just kind of like follow their lead. They've already been through all this. It's something that I can use as like use to help me, I guess, guide me through like the right ways and the do's and the don'ts. And it's like just helps me a lot and gives just builds my mindset and everything.
You've had the chance to train with some pretty high level guys. What's some of the key lessons you've learned with sparring and training with these top level guys?
So when sparring these high level guys, it's good to kind of just like see what works, see what doesn't work, see what they're doing, and then like something that I really like to do, it's pretty much it's like you steal it from them. Whenever you see something they do and you're like, well, that's
Mhm.
pretty cool. I'm just gonna steal it from you and I'm gonna try it and see how I can make it fit me. And just doing stuff like that, asking a lot of questions. Questions are very important when you're around all these high level guys because they know clearly they know what they're doing if they're at such a high level. So it's good to just kind of like pick their brains every once in a while.
For sure. Looking ahead, what are some of the goals you have for your MMA career within the next couple of years?
For the next couple years, I'm hoping to get as many fights as I can in this year and kind of just build as a fighter. Eventually, turning pro and then looking to just pursue to the top and show everybody my talents and my skills. And just very excited for all of that.
It's obviously very important to have a solid team behind you. How would you describe the culture at Newtown PI and how do they play in your performance?
So everybody here is kind of like we're all kind of family, which is a really good like thing to have because you could look back and you can like kind of lean on each other to make each other better. You know that we're constantly working with each other and make each other our best. And our coaches are really good. We have a lot of great coaches in this facility. It's um it's a huge facility. As you can like we kind of it's like we have all the space, we have all the mat room, all
Yeah, it's
the
massive.
yeah, we have everything that we need. We're grateful for this opportunity to have all these good coaches in my corners to kind of just make me the best person I can be, and for me to kind of like share my knowledge with my teammates and then pick the brains of my teammates and make each other the best we could possibly be.
What originally got you into the doors there?
The doors here. So I originally started boxing and then switched over to wrestling or did wrestling as well. And I kind of didn't want to. I was going to turn pro for boxing and then decided well, I didn't want to just scrap my wrestling because I
Hmm.
enjoyed wrestling too. So then it always came into like mind about like doing mixed martial arts. It's like like don't throw away the one or the other, just put them together and see what
Yeah.
happens. So one day I contacted Eric Purcell and I told him, "Hey, I was thinking about doing this." And he said, "Yeah, why not come in?" And I don't regret anything from that day. I walked in and started paving the new path, and I'm really happy with it.
You said you were originally a boxer. Like, what do you have more fun at, the boxing sparring or the MMA sparring?
So it's like so for the boxing sparring is always you always hear the number one lie when it comes to boxing sparring is, "Hey, let's do some light sparring."
Yeah.
As you probably know, light sparring doesn't exist. It will never exist. As soon as somebody gets touched the way they don't like it, it's just turned up.
Yeah.
Versus in the MMA room, everybody like they're kind of controlled and they
Yeah.
sometimes they can kind of like find the pace of where like okay, we're putting in work, but we're not going to take so much damage versus the. But me personally, I love fighting. I love to just kind of just go to war. So I enjoy the boxing sparring portion because it's just like you just going in there and just beating each other up
Yeah.
for the next couple rounds.
If you were to compare your style to like a famous UFC fighter, who would you compare it to?
So a lot of the fighters I like to pick away from, I like to take a lot from like more of like my build because at 35 I'm 5'10". I'm very long, so it's
Yeah.
not often you find very like fighters like that. So I like to pick a lot from like I like to take some things from Max Holloway, Sean O'Malley, and then I love the footwork and the boxing style from Ilia Topuria.
Oh yeah.
He's got everything very well based, and the way he moves his body, he carries it with such like so much pressure that he just cuts everybody off with these
Hmm.
angles, and he's very explosive. So I like to kind of just like pick a couple of things from there and try and like because you're not really going to be able to just take something and do it just like that. You have to kind of form it into your style to make it fit you.
Yeah. You're also a coach at your gym. You teach the little ninjas. So how's
I
that
do.
like teaching the next generation?
So at first it was very difficult because you kind of have to like with these little guys, their attention span is very short. They lose interest so fast. So you kind of have to like keep up with them and play a big role in this. And I personally I like it a lot because I like to like you can see it that they're excited, they want to learn, and I think it's just like it's a good opportunity to share my knowledge with all these younger guys, and it's like I like it a lot. It's
Mhm.
really fun.
Talk to me more about your coaches and your team behind you. Like, what are some of the names who are in your corner?
So currently with the coaches in our corner, of course, Eric Purcell, he helps me kind of like merge all my boxing into my wrestling, my groundwork, my grappling work. And then Jillian Peterson, she's our head jujitsu coach. She's kind of like teaching me the fundamentals of turning my wrestling into jujitsu and making it work within. And then my striking coach, Justin Burke, he's the one who kind of like fixed my boxing stance into my MMA stance and kind of like helped me out a lot there. And then with Eddie Alvarez, he's got us in here. He's kind of like a good little mentor. He's already been through all this. He's kind
Yeah.
of just laying down the path and showing us what we have to do, showing us the do's and the don'ts. And it's kind of cool to just pick his mindset and put it into my game because he's very well rounded and knows everything about the fight game. So I like to pick his brain as much as possible.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would too. All right, man. Appreciate the interview. You were my first
Cool.
interview this year. Thank you very
Nice.
much.
Of course. Have a good one.